Hi everyone, today we're going to take a look at Slapshot for iOS. This game of hockey combat was recently released, so let's take a look and see how it compares with other releases. Two disclaimers, the game is an iPhone only, so everything you see on the iPad is at 2x. Sorry for the blurriness. Secondly, an update came up as we were finalizing this video that updates the graphics to Retina on iPhone, as well as makes a few UI improvements. In Slapshot, players are attempting to build the best hockey team and then compete in classic card game war-like matches with other players. As they win enough matches, they will proceed to the playoffs and then possibly win. Each turn, you can try to improve your team by one of three options. First, you can try and draft new players of a certain type. As you can see, we have pretty low forwards, so let's try drafting a new forward. So first of all, we need to choose a forward to get rid of. So we can draw and see what the new one is. Ooh, a 1. Well then, we will need to discard one of our other forwards into the bottom of that pile. Secondly, you can trade with other players. The way this is done is that you shuffle the other player's hand and they give you one card at random. From this card, you trade a team member of that same type with them. So in this case, we're going to shuffle up our opponent's hand and choose that card. Oh, a 2 forward. So we choose one of our forwards to send over to him, obviously our 1. When you want to declare a match against another player, you take a look at your hand and see that you're ready, and then you choose who you will be taking a match against. Whoever wins that match will be moving up on the win tracker and closer to the playoffs. So we can arrange our cards how we like, or we can just shuffle them up depending on your strategy. And then, after this is complete, we will start competing. The way matches are won is you score a point for each war battle that you win. So if you have the higher number, you will win that match. The defending player starts with 1 point, giving them an advantage for being attacked. The only other rule is that goalies will block any shot against them, and if a goalie meets a goalie, the higher numbered goalie will score a point. So in this case, I have a 2, my opponent has a 1, I get a point for that round. So now it is 1-1. After we move those to the side, we move on to the next card, and so on. This will continue until we've played all 6 of our cards, and as you can see, if we're evenly matched, that does not score any points for either player. And we continue until we've played all 6 of our cards and see who is the winner. There are 2 other rules. With certain cards, they have a plus sign next to them. When you have that plus sign, that means that when they meet another player, whether they score or do not score on that player will be removed from that player's team, and a new player will be replaced. This is called bruising. The other one is Tiny Tim, who's a unique player. He only has half a point, so he will almost always lose, except that he will score on any goalie. Hi everyone, now let's check out Slapshot for iOS. On the iOS game, you can change several of the settings and change some of the rules. Apart from that, you can then start the game, and you will be dealt out your team. On your turn, you have the same options as you would in the actual game. You can draft players, you can trade with other players. I have a pretty strong deck, so I'm going to just try and challenge another player. I pick one at random since I haven't seen any of their hands yet, and I can either shuffle the cards in my deck, I can arrange them specially, and then I can hit drop the puck when I'm ready to go. Also, before every game, it gives you the option to quit the game, which is one of the only times you can do it when it is not your turn, which is a little odd to me, but is what they chose to do. Card reveals come out one at a time, which show you who won and who lost, and allow you to keep track of what's going on. This is really great to see on your turn. A little tedious on computer turns, but it is important to see what each player is playing and how they are doing. During AI turns, you can do nothing but just sit and wait. You cannot access any menus, except when a game is about to start, whether it's with you or with other players. You are always the one to initiate the game. AI turns do go by quickly when they make a trade or a draft. However, when they do choose to challenge other players, there is a little bit of lag time in waiting for them to play through the games. It would be great to have some sort of option to skip through these battles, perhaps just to see the final results and look at how the cards played out, rather than see every action, as this would greatly speed up the length of the game as it now stands. The options available to players include changing your puck color, adjusting the number of teams in play, which I greatly suggest, and changing some of the rules as well as how long the game will play out. I had never played Slapshot before filming this review, and what I can say off the bat is that this app is a way that you can play Slapshot on your iPad or iPhone. It looks fine at 2x, as you can see, and is an enjoyable experience if this is the type of game that you're interested in. Slapshot is a simple game, and for players brave enough, a little experimentation will allow them to learn the game very quickly. The game also includes a rulebook that you can read through that is similar to the rulebook found in the physical game. The problem for this with me is that it is such a simple game that a 4-screen tutorial could have taught the game to a player very quickly, and I definitely recommend that as an option. The game really is geared for experienced players. You have a log that you can access that tells you all of the moves so you can keep track, which can be used by new players as well, but definitely will be used more by experienced players. The latest update to the app includes new graphics as well as supposedly new animations, and also new UI elements moved to different places, which actually make them more clear for new players. There are several improvements I would love to see with Slapshot. First of all, I would love to see an addition of a tutorial, as well as the removal of the requirement to select solitaire mode when you start up the app, as there are no other modes to select and it is confusing for new players. I would hide that until additional modes are available. Also, I would think it's important to add the ability to make actions while the AI is working. Currently, none of the buttons available to you work while the AI is taking its turn, and this is confusing and does not allow you to quit a game until an AI gives you the option to do so. It would also be nice to have some wish list features such as pass and play and online play, but these are less important at this point. Just the basic app itself could use some improvements to make it more visually appealing as well as streamlined for new or casual type players. If you enjoy Slapshot or other quick take-that card games, this may be a good game for you if the price is right. I think that it definitely has some potential and is an enjoyable game, and it looks like the developers are keen on continuing to make improvements. So we will see how the game progresses as we go through time.